Hey all, bunch of Puncher here, and I got some 2xKO gameplay footage for you all. In this footage, I am either the Blitzcrank or the Teemo. You might be seeing some weird team combinations on my own end, and this is because this footage is from me experimenting with the new Duo Finder system. So for those of you who haven't been keeping up with 2xKO, as a part of this newest patch, they gave us a way to queue with random players for duo play. They introduced a new fuse team fight where you could bring out both characters on your team to wallop on the opponent. Quality of life adjustments as well as, usual balance stuff, nerfs and buffs. So this is another interesting video. I thought I was going to go into it, being kind of hypercritical of, a lot of these new changes, especially Duo Finder, because on one hand, I think Duo Finder, well, again, this was before me actually trying it out, but Duo Finder sounded like something that was, good on paper, and I understand that a lot of people were asking for it since the start of the game, but while I thought it sounded good on paper, I wasn't sure how much people were going to like it in practice, because playing with the duo, especially being really good with a duo, requires a lot of coordination between you and your partner in terms of like when to call out assists or what type of fuse you want to use. So I wasn't sure how comfortable people were going to be like just doing all that with a random player. And I know that 2xKL also added voice chat for as a part of like the duo finder system, where you could talk in the game with your partner. And but for myself, you guys know I don't really play with the game audio on, so I naturally have the voice chat turned off. So I didn't think people were gonna like really hang around and be on a team with me, because if you can't really talk to your partner, I always thought that would be like a turn off for a lot of players. But no, I've been very surprised. A lot of players have stuck around and been playing with me despite that. Another concern that I had was that, I know a lot of fighting game content creators talk about this idea that part of the reason why fighting games aren't popular is because you can't obfuscate your loss to like a team, right? Like if you lose in a fighting game, it's on you, right? You can't like blame a teammate or something. But I have the opposite problem where I don't mind as much losing in a fighting game because, it's, I'm not bringing somebody else down with me. Whereas in a team-based game, if we lose, I feel like, oh man, I feel worse in that situation, because I feel like, it's not just me bringing myself down, it's me potentially bringing down a whole team, especially if I'm like a newer player or something. So that's what I was kind of worried about with queuing into duo play. But I don't know. To my part of it might be because I was doing casual uh, duo play, and maybe my partners kind of knew that, like, oh, okay, this is just kind of more of a for fun thing, and they were kind of like in a similar mentality where they weren't taking it. They were taking it seriously, but not as seriously as like ranked play or something. Um, and another thing was didn't take into account the opposite effect, though, where the satisfaction that you get from, like, let's say for whatever reason you have like a partner that isn't necessarily as good with the game because maybe they're new or something, or they're coming back to it after a while, and you like carrying your team, and that feels so nice. It feels really nice, and all around, yeah, I find myself really loving this duo finder feature. Shout outs to all the players that stuck around and played with me. I'm sorry I didn't get yeah, I'll try and shout you out where I can, but you could see like their names on my team respectively. Um, but no, yeah, God, this duo finder is a ton of fun. And this is actually my first time ever playing as a duo in 2xKO, and I get the appeal now. I understand why it's like such a focus for this game, because playing as a duo, it kind of mixes like being a participant with being a spectator, right? And especially with how they implemented you know, if you're in the back line, you control when assists come out. You know, it keeps you active in the game. You're never just like passive, but you get like these really cool moments where, like, let's say you get like knocked out, and you're just like on the edge of your seat because your teammate is like having to like kind of pull it back for you, right? Or like vice versa, you know. And God, it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. I'm very impressed with how they've implemented it. And at least from my own end, it's worked very well. I think I had one match where there was like a wonky connection, but that might just be because it was trying to balance like 4 connections, right? So the start of the match was like very jittery, but afterwards it like the connection smoothed itself out. So there's that. Again, Duo Finder, tons of fun. I did some experimentation with Teamfight. I think it's very interesting. I don't know how much it is for me. I think it's probably one of those fuses similar to Freestyle where it requires a lot of coordination, I think, to work well. But that being said, I have seen some very nasty stuff being done with it, especially on Diaphone's stream. And I have I had a funny match here where my opponents procced team fight, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna start swinging. And I got this really funny moment where I kind of caught them both in like a happy birthday situation. Like, no, you want me to be intimidated by team fight? Nah, as if. No, this is a ton of fun. This is an incredible patch for 2xKO. I might go as far as to say this is probably the peak for 2xKO in terms of like, at least for myself, the game runs really well. This is like, I think the most fun I've had in 2xKO since like probably the launch of the game. Not to say I haven't been having fun with 2xKO every time I come back to it, but like, man, it's so much fun with this. I don't know if I'm gonna make like the Duo Finder my go-to way of playing the game. I hope it stays popular enough so I can like, you know, play with it in the future, because I can see it like being popular right now, but maybe down the line it might not be, as people go back to either just playing by themselves or playing with like a dedicated friend for Duo. But at least for the time being, I'm gonna very much enjoy it. I think it's great. Is there anything else I have to mention? Yeah, God, I can't remember when Senna's gonna come out, but I can't remember if I talked about this, but Senna might be one of the, I mean, I'm gonna try out Senna, obviously, right? But it might be again one of those situations where she looks cool, but I don't know if she's gonna be for me. It's gonna be so hard. God, in terms of the future, most of the time I've been sticking with like Blitzcrank. When I do this duo play stuff, I've mostly been playing Blitzcrank. I tried a little bit of Teemo because, you know, my second main, but I've mostly been playing Blitzcrank just because I feel like he's my stronger character in a team. And, you know, if I'm playing with a random player, I want to like try and put on my A game relatively, you know. But yeah, I think that's mostly going to do it for me. The next video you'll probably see me in is me, experimenting with Ingrid in Street Fighter 6. Hopefully I like her. I think there have been some videos put out about how she's mapped in modern controls that I should check out. But yeah, until then, enjoy the rest of the matches and take care.
Here! Fight! It's personal. My time!
We... I have you. Also, my friend, I have you. We...
Hey, time!
Take the break! Break! Got him!
Hurry on!
Rotate. Bended. Bended. Three.
My time.
Bended.
Here. It's personal.
Three. I have you.
My time.
Charge. Maximum fun.
My time.
Warning. Warning.
We need cover. Winding up. Free time. Run away. Take time. Ready? No.
Knockout! True justice is always within her sight. Caitlyn wins! Ready! Let's go!
Here.
Rotate. Hello. Charge. Charge for my friend. For you. Rotate. Three. For you.
Away.
Three. I have you. Rotate. Charge. Maximum fun. Three. I have you. This side. Bend it.
Here. Fear check. Finish and smoke.
Bend it.
K.O. Ready! Let's go!
Bend it.
Too slow. Fear. Hurry on. Here.
For you.
It's personal.
Out. Bend it. Powering down.
Time's up. Time's up. You're pinned. My turn. Up here. Here. Winding up. Winding up. Yeah. I got you. Take time. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Not on my watch.
What?
We need cover. Hold. Take time. Sighted. Hold. Not on my watch.
Knockout!
Again. Later.
Nothing less than perfection. Caitlyn wins!